Well, the anti-2A Democrats are rushing to insert one more gun confiscation bill into New York before J20. The Safe Home Act of 2020 gives police in the state the option to temporarily take custody of visible firearms or those found through a consensual legal search when they respond to a domestic dispute. Some police departments do it, some police departments don't, and we need to have uniform safety. State Senator Pete Harcum told Spectrum News 1. Harcum, a shocking Democrat from Westchester County, sponsors legislation that would mandate all police temporarily confiscate weapons that are out in the open during a domestic call. It does not apply to weapons that are safely stored away or out of sight, and only applies to active incidents. Police will not be able to go to homes with a history of domestic incidents to seize weapons. And of course, he has to add, this is not gun control. This is gun safety, and this is domestic safety, the senator said. This is keeping the victim of domestic violence alive. We had 2 fatalities through domestic violence and firearms in my district in the last month. This is very real. This is very deadly. And this is not a permanent seizure. Okay, PD. So, police would be able to hold the weapons for at least 5 days and develop appropriate safety plans, such as restraining orders, before deciding to keep or returning them to their owner. Gun right advocates are against the proposal, arguing it infringes on a person's Second Amendment rights, correctly, and that it is unconstitutional to take away a person's firearms before they're convicted of a crime. Also correct. Tom King, president of New York State's Rifle and Pistol Association, pointed to language in the Constitution. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That means a search warrant or an order from a judge to confiscate the firearms, and they're doing this without that. Oh, good morning, everybody. JT here, Serenity Farms prepping. How many issues are there with what I just read? Why anyone in their right mind would consent to allowing law enforcement of any kind to come into your home without a warrant is beyond me. Now, if there is a irate spouse on either side, or even a neighbor or a relative that thinks that you or me or anyone else has either been a victim of domestic violence or is the perpetrator of domestic violence, or they may even, like Trump with red flag laws, think someone could be a victim or perpetrator of domestic violence. Remember, Trump agrees with red flag laws, thinks weapons should be confiscated first and then worked out later. He also banned bump stocks. He also just nominated Pam Bondi, a Zionist, who is anti-Second Amendment as well. But back to New York. So, if the cops show up at your house, they knock on the door and you open the door, and over leaning in the corner in a gun case with a glass door, say, are several of your recreational and self-defense tools. They see them from the door. Now, will that be considered consensual search? They didn't enter the home, but they see them. They have reports of a potential domestic incident. Okay, there's a big issue. So they show up with a warrant. What does visible mean? If they have a warrant to search your home, isn't everything going to be visible as they do a walkabout? Does a warrant permit them to move things around, open closet doors? Because a gun safe inside a closet is not visible. But as soon as they open that door, the gun safe is visible. But Markham's bill says firearms. Who's going to be making the calls? There is just a long list of everything that can go wrong with this, right from someone coming to your home. Now, let's say they do confiscate, because now it's mandatory. They take all your guns, and they can take your license. Handgun. Supposedly, they're only supposed to keep them for 5 days. After that time, they're supposed to be returned to you. We all know that it doesn't work this way. There's too much paperwork. They're bogged down. They're backlogged. They lost them. Or they even want you to take legal action and get paperwork from a judge stating that you get your firearms back. That's not how it works. Now, it appears that Markham also put forth a bill in 2023 that got shot down in committee, and it looks like this is a rehash of that one, trying to slip in this extra mandate. The Democrats have stated that they believe, based on a lot of past court cases, must be just since 2023 to now, that there's a lot of precedents that what they're attempting to put into law is completely legit and within the constitutional rights of free Americans. Keep an eye on this. A lot of Democrats know that they very likely could be retiring soon, and they may try and put anything they possibly can into law before they go. We have to stay vigilant. They are never going to stop trying to disarm us. Not only do we have to watch the Democrats, we got to watch the other wing of this uniparty as well. I trust no one, and neither should you. JT, signing out.